one of my favorite things as a movie fan is pleasant surprises. I mean, it's great when you got a movie you're super stoked about and you go to see it and you have a blast, and that's great. What's really fun is when you get these movies here, you're like, okay, that looks like it could be all right, and you go and you love it. And that is the case with Blake Lively, Anna Kendrick's film, and Henry Golding's movie, A Simple Favor. That movie, to me, is one of the biggest, best, pleasant surprise movies of the past 5 years to me. Like, I went into it just expecting, it's going to be a little whatever. It's wonderful. It's charming. Anna Kendrick is great. Blake Lively is nuclear in it. Henry Golding shows that he's more than just the charming guy in it as well. And directed by Paul Feig, who I think this is my favorite Paul Feig directed movie other than maybe Bridesmaids. I mean, I liked it that much. It's fantastic. Now, here's the thing. It didn't make a ton of money at the box office. Made about just a hair under $100 million. But it only cost $20 million to make. So maybe I shouldn't be so surprised that it's been announced that A Simple Favor is now getting a sequel. Deadline is reporting that they have decided to greenlight it, move ahead, and do another one. This is what they wrote. They wrote, after the original's box office success and critical acclaim, Lionsgate and Amazon Studios are getting the gang back together for a sequel to A Simple Favor. Sources tell Deadline the studios will partner for the second with stars Anna Kendrick and Blake Lively set to reprise their roles, and Paul Feig returning to direct as well as produce, with Laura Fisher. Jessica Scheicher as well is writing the screenplay. So listen, chalk me up as being so stoked about this. I never thought in a million years they would do another one because, again, small little film, made a tidy profit, but not blockbuster numbers. I think this is fantastic. Rob, you heard about this. What do you think about them doing A Simple Favor 2?
You know, I would not have seen this movie unless you waxed rhapsodic about it. I'm like, okay, I love Blake Lively. I have great big love for this movie she was in called Age of Adeline, which is a beautiful
talk about
film.
it all the time, yeah.
I love it so much. I'm like, how good, is this? I bought it. I bought the disc, surprise, surprise. But I watched it and I thought it was great. 'Cause it was one of those movies, I didn't know where it was going. Like, I'm like, what is this movie about? And I was one of those things where like, I didn't read anything about it. I just put it in and watched it. And I'm like, I'm glad I did. It was thoroughly entertaining. It was different than I thought it was going to be. And I loved it. So it doesn't surprise me. I mean, I would assume that the script is really good. That's probably what they had an idea. The script has been written, I guess, or I'm looking forward to this to see where it goes.
You know what's just as entertaining? Go on YouTube and search for Blake Lively and Anna Kendrick with their best of moments of their press tour. It is some of the funniest shit you will ever see. And anyway, Chris, what did you think of A Simple Favor, and what do you think of them actually doing a sequel? Are you surprised, or what do you think?
I am surprised, but I'm happy because I love this movie. It's funny, it's dark, it's sexy, it's really, really great. And this is something that really put Blake on the map for me because I had just known her as the Gossip Girl. Right? And so I got to go back and watch her filmography and be like, oh, I really enjoy her. She's really, really incredible. It's also The Only Way to Make a Martini is done in this film too. So
that's right.
More people making proper martinis, I'm all for it.
Aaron, did you ever have a chance to see A Simple Favor?
I did not see A Simple Favor, but clearly I need to go home and watch it right now.
It's so good.
But what I'm getting out of this that is really exciting to me, and I think that we're going to start seeing a lot more of this, is, obviously it is just the streaming war boom. And we are seeing so many television shows, streaming shows, formerly the artists formerly known as television shows, now streaming shows. But what I think we're going to start to see a lot more of is some of these movies that were made for a small budget, maybe the budget that you could make a season of a streaming show for, or even less, coming back and having sequels of, and we're going to see that because this is Lionsgate. It's a small quote studio. They
compared to Paramount,
right?
Disney of the world.
They're not making. Lionsgate is not making the $200 million blockbuster movies for the most part. They're making a little bit smaller budget art house type films that find their niche audience, and then combined with Amazon. Joey really wants this croissant. You're going to have to sit down. I'm sorry. She's losing her mind over here. And so I imagine that this is probably not going to have a theatrical release.
I think it is.
Or if it does, I imagine it might have a smaller theatrical release. One of the problems financially for filmmakers so often is that the cost of making the movie is not just the budget. It's also all the P&A and the cost of actually putting a movie in theaters, which is incredibly prohibitive for a lot of people to be able to achieve. And so television often seemed more financially viable for filmmakers often. It seemed like a more financially economical route to go. And now because of streaming, you have the opportunity where Amazon can go, hey, we're always looking for more content. And maybe that's in a streaming series, but that can also be in a sequel to a really beloved movie, because then not only can we release this on our platform, we can also re-release the original on our platform and find a new audience there as well. So I think that we're actually, I think that this might be not the beginning, but a hint of what's to come. And I agree. I think Blake Lively is fantastic. What was the movie that she did? Not Gone Girl.
Savages?
Savages.
Oh,
Yeah.
That was actually the movie that for me, I was like, because again,
I didn't love that movie, but I love her in
She's
it.
great.
exactly. And that was the thing that I took away from Savages was, I think that a lot of times, unfortunately, for some of the CW shows, we look at certain actors and we just go, oh, it's a CW show. But then you see them in a project and you go, wow, that person's really talented. So good for her and good for this project and good for what it maybe means to more sequels.
Ryan Reynolds is the second most talented person in that marriage. Anyway, guys, question is for you. What do you think about this news that A Simple Favor is getting a sequel? Considering the fact it made about $100 million, likely a lot of you guys didn't see it yet. Absolutely go watch the original. I think you're going to love it. Whatever your thoughts are, jump down to the comment section below and leave your thoughts there. Hey guys, we want to take a second to thank a sponsor of today's video, HelloFresh. Now, Ann and I were both working professionals, so sometimes making delicious and nutritious meals can sometimes be very time constraining on us. And that is why we love HelloFresh. HelloFresh makes having delicious and nutritious meals fun, easy, and it saves us time and money. With HelloFresh, you get farm-fresh, pre-portioned ingredients and seasonal recipes delivered right to your doorstep. Skip trips to the grocery store and count on HelloFresh to make home cooking easy, fun, and affordable, and that's why it's America's #1 meal kit. And listen, HelloFresh is 72% cheaper than dining at a restaurant, and it's even cheaper than grocery shopping. That's money back in your pocket. HelloFresh has fit and wholesome recipes for satisfying and nutritious meals that you can feel good about with 6 recipes per week to choose from, including low-calorie and carb-conscious options. So right now, guys, go to HelloFresh.com/Campea16 and use the code Campea16 for up to 16 free meals and 3 free gifts. Once again, that's HelloFresh.com/Campea16. HelloFresh, America's #1 meal kit.